what I want to accomplish in the next half hour is just to come up with an initial estimate. And we should have been able to. I should have been able to do that in the talk.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I kind of got into the weeds a little bit.
Yeah.
So I've sort of regrouped. So what we're going to do is. Just identify unknowns.
What's the objective?
This, in fact,
No, not the objective of
The
this.
objective is to redesign the website, isn't it?
to do a facelift on our Boston Spin website. Yes.
Okay, thank
It's rather tired, outdated. I'd like to see it sort of be redone in a really modern.
Is it responsive?
It's responsive, but it's just very clunky. It's kind of hard to update it when we need to update information. It could be easier.
Okay.
And also, just for an organization that claims to be improving software process, we should have, kind of a professional, modern-looking website.
Well, you don't need to defend.
Okay. So the objectives tonight are to identify the unknowns, identify the tasks, to resolve these unknowns, and then to estimate the task time. So this is probably a little vague if you didn't. I gave a talk on estimating with unknowns, and I defined what unknowns are. They're not necessarily kind of what you intuitively might think of unknowns. The definition technically is a bit broader.
Okay.
And I'm not going to put anybody on the spot unless they have a suggestion for what might be an unknown. Roy, do you? Anybody have any? I don't want to put anybody on the spot.
What, unknown? Like
an unknown. What's an unknown?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's even as basic as this, but like you would tend to keep the same hosting site for the web page. I mean, I don't know if that's.
We will.
Okay.
That's not.
That's a no.
Right.
Yeah.
How about what resources are available?
In terms of what?
There's got different hosting.
In terms of development resources?
Yeah.
No, I think what he means is that not all web hosting companies support all development technology.
Well, we'll worry about that. That's actually unknown. Actually, yes.
Are we looking from the unknowns more from a sense of user requirements?
Does host support?
Because some support things like Laravel or WordPress, but other things don't support various frameworks. So you have to.
Very good time.
Even though I see, I know that because I've been working. I'm a volunteer that has worked on a website for a band. So
remember the acronym?
but I can't give you the details about which sites support what. But I might.
Okay.
But it's something that needs to be.
Okay. Right. So Tyler. Okay. So remember this acronym? What I don't know is, does the host support the needed frameworks? What tasks would you do to figure out, to resolve that unknown?
I think you have to log into to look at the advertising thing for the hosting company.
Okay, so you
And
kind of do research
That's right.
by
Yeah.
logging
Maybe
in.
it's a choice of framework.
How much? So Tyler, how much time do you think it would take to get to the bottom of knowing what technologies the host provides?
Probably about an hour or two or something like that. But it also depends on how much money you pay too. So they may have different options. But yeah, in that case, you'll have to figure out what thing you purchase and so you can match it up to the right one.
Isn't there a chicken and egg thing though? What technologies do particular hosts support is one question. Another question is what technologies would we want to use?
It is a chicken and egg?
Yeah.
But for the time being, just to know what are all the frameworks that they support?
Why would you want to know all the frameworks?
Excuse me?
You might not need to know all the frameworks. you might need to know only the frameworks you intend to use.
Yes, you're right. It is a chicken and egg.
Yeah, you
issue.
don't need to know the details of all the frameworks, but you got to know what ones are available. Because then you can research.
Or at
which
least the
ones you
major
want
ones
actually
that you
really
like to use.
learn how to use. But
So do you still stick by your 2 hours, or do you want to bump it up?
that doesn't count learning how to use.
No. It's just knowing which ones.
Just knowing the names of the frameworks.
Right.
That's correct. Not
Okay.
actually.
Okay, Tyler. So you commit to 2 hours here?
You always want me to
Is that
do
your
it?
final? No. I'm asking you to do it. No, I'm asking you.
No,
to
I commit to.
Is this
No,
your final answer?
I commit to probably 2 hours for one host. Now, if it turns out you need to search a lot of hosts because you need
No.
a particular framework, then you might be more.
No, it's just our host. I don't know the name off the top of my head. I know they support quite a few frameworks, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. No matter what we pick, they support a fairly broad range of things.
Yeah, but I just have to define what the 2 hours include. If you want a project to learn how to use a framework that you chose to
No.
pick, that's that will have a different number and it should be a different item.
No. This is just to find out what they support.
That's right.
Okay.
They're
Anybody
just
have
going to
any?
threaten us with getting a ding on our PE if we go past the 2 hours. Estimates.
Well, then you can blame Tyler.
Estimates and you blow the schedule.
Yeah. Should we up this to 3 hours or 4? We spend half the day just screwing around.
3 hours.
3 hours? All right.
Things usually take longer than you think.
Okay, so what other things don't we know?
I suppose we might have some idea from current usage of the site, but
You're pretty close to what I thought.
well, traffic. How heavy is the use? Does that make a difference in terms of?
There's never any.
So that's not a big.
Yeah. But actually related to that is sort of what does the website do to begin with right now?
What do people use it for?
What do people use it for? Yeah. What I don't know is, what the current
I'd say the number one is
site does.
tell me about the next meeting.
Yes. Believe it or not, Rick, you can dig around the website and find things in there that we never, most people don't know is there.
Oh, of course. Isn't that true of the entire internet?
Yeah.
It's even true of applications like Microsoft Word or PowerPoint.
And that's the other thing is that I hate it when you go to a website and the most common thing you want to do and you can't find it. So the easiest thing to do should be able to find out what the next meeting is.
Yes. What tasks? This actually should be fairly obvious. What tasks would we do to get a kind of itemized list of everything our current website does? What people do at it? Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Don't look at the website.
Is it instrumented in any way? Can you look at page?
I think that the host provides you with. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Like,
Okay.
sort of.
So one task might be to learn how to get that data.
And okay.
But if you go to IEEE.org,
traffic per page. So every website has traffic per page.
Or site map.
What users?
Site map.
I didn't grew my beard out. Hey,
I don't know where you
yeah.
have Google Analytics or something like that.
No,
There
no,
are
no.
tools, but I don't know what ones are available for a particular hosting type.
But do you guys think that that's really
Boston Spin website.
sort of really one of the central
Horrible.
things we need to understand?
Well, certainly
Sort of the traffic,
ahead of
the
its
load, whether the
This is
responsiveness.
everything.
Well, no,
Until the
I think
next
one
day.
would give you an indication of what pages people are going to.
Okay.
Wouldn't that-
Okay.
You know what I mean?
The
Traffic,
goal of realizing
to get
Like if it's mainly directions or if it's the
feature.
meeting, the next meeting, or
What's
what
the
are people
food?
generally looking for when they come into a page?
And that does involve some looking at the current website because
Yes.
you don't know what people can do without reviewing
Right.
what's on the site.
Right.
well, where I was going with this is sort of before I would re-implement it, I'd really like to know in total what it does,
Yeah. So like a site map.
the site map. Right. So how much time would each of these tasks, are there other tasks?
No, no, it's actually followed by a plan. It's one of those things.
unless you know the click trails, the first bullet item there isn't going to tell you what you're looking for.
Yeah, you need a full traffic, like a landing page and then where they go, so a direction page. Your
I have
tool
a
should
feeling,
provide you all that.
I have a feeling
should
that you
have
can get
all
some
that.
pretty detailed information
Yeah.
You
from
think
the
they're
host.
providing trails?
Yeah, the one that hosts my business website,
Yeah.
you can get amazing information, like the landing page, how long they stayed on each page, a lot more stuff than I ever care to see.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is merely for
This
the,
is a lot of work, I think.
Like even the
A
homepage
lot of
gives you
work.
Getting the data, the raw data,
yeah.
that's not too bad, and once you figure out what the host service provides. But then analyzing it, it requires rare expertise applied extensively, in my opinion.
I agree.
And once again, we're not a site like a news site where something might happen and the hordes descend on it.
No.
I almost think performance is almost a non-issue.
We need to figure out what pages they're not going to, and then figure out maybe there's not even a link to that page. So it's not so much just looking at the data, because there could be some pages that are really important, but somebody put them up there and there's no way to get there. So you need to analyze.
Well, right now, the homepage actually provides sort of a listing of sub-functions.
Right. So how long would it take?
Oh, sorry. I'll move back. I got it. There you go.
How long would it take? Do you think it would take to just do this task here, build a site map?
That should come out of your site tool, whatever tool you're doing to build it, to build the site. What tool is being used to build the site?
It's plain old HTML.
People are just writing raw HTML?
raw HTML.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So you don't have PHP,
No,
you don't have layer values,
No.
you don't have WordPress, or I assume there's many other things that I don't know about either.
So I assume it exists in some text editor somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, so getting the site map is what's involved more than a list of the files?
Some of the files probably have more than one activity you might perform.
No, a site map, from my understanding, a site map is all the pages in the site, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we have them somewhere on somebody's computer,
In
right?
when I think of a site map, though, it's sort of conceptually, you can have the HTML
You want it
files
structured.
not only structured, but also the meaning of each HTML file. You might have main.html, but it doesn't really tell you what you can do at main.html. Or what you see it at main.html.
So a little,
some
little-
human.
a sentence or so about what's on
Exactly.
that page.
Right. So getting back.
Do you know
to-
how many pages you have?
I don't know. I barely started. Probably like 30 or 40 distinct things that you can bring up.
So you know how many pages there is on the site?
I'm going to say 30. So how long do you think it would take to build a site map?
Well, you don't have a site map because some websites you go down,
No, we don't.
You can click on something that gives you there is a site map.
I don't believe we do.
I haven't checked your particular. Well, I did use your website today, but I didn't check that kind of detail. I only looked to find out what the meeting, verify the meeting, and that was it. So, and it was on the front page, so at least it was convenient for that. I didn't have to go click way down into the site.
I think you could build one in 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, there it is, HTML.
And for this task here, you guys are saying
Well, there's tools out there.
there are tools.
I don't know. You could run Google Analytics on the site. It could give you all that. So,
So do you think one day would be?
This is the homepage?
somebody needs to learn Google Analytics.
Okay, so use Google Analytics.
What's going on? Oh, Google Analytics.
Oh, you've now gone into
Yeah,
the source code?
you can go to the source.
Yeah.
Just a rough idea to see what it is.
Okay, so
Look for include tag.
all right. I'm going to throw out another, actually related to this. is types of users. What I don't know is the types of users we have. We can actually do. We have the admin, and then we have member.
Steering committee. There used to be steering committee material on the site. Is there still?
Yeah, it's accessible to everybody.
But does the steering
It is, yeah. So, so I don't want to kind of do that exhaustive list right now. But how long would it take to sort of kind of make a list of all the user types? And when I gave the talk, actually, you guys started. There's quite a number of people in the class.
Just add guest.
I think you're done.
Just add guest. We've got admin, member, and guest.
Okay, yes.
That's it.
Okay.
Guest is a visitor, it's not a
So
member.
this is already done.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you have a distinction between member and guest anyway.
A guest is not a non-member. Somebody who's potentially considering joining.
Okay, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
there is some differences. You can't put stuff on Spin Plus if you're not a
Okay.
member. So there is a difference.
Okay, so far, okay, so we've knocked this one off already. So 3 hours plus 8 hours plus 2 hours, so 13 hours so far. I want to throw this out. Okay,
Now, how you want to update your site? You framework? What's the look and feel you want for your new
that was
site?
exactly what I'm going.
Because you
What I don't know-
probably want to get the design engineer, the person who just does markup templates that are not clickable.
Right.
I've forgotten exactly what the name of that type of user item is.
What's called the paper UI. So, what tasks would you do
Watching the playoffs.
to investigate and
All together, it was the Red Sox. They were on the Cubs, they were on Cleveland.
kind of decide on the user interface?
You generally what UI designers do is they put up a few markup pages with colors and stuff like that are not clickable, not active, but they can be either shown on paper or online. But it shows up as a slide, and then you get feedback from various content feedback. So I'm probably I don't know, not a huge.
What about
What happened?
What about
Everybody
examples?
thinks they're
Examples,
going
right.
to it out.
Similar organizations that
So maybe if we sell the 30 shell, it takes us to 40.
so
but we can't
let's
sell the
just kind of
90
go
for
through 2 different
150.
tasks.
So it just doesn't work.
How much time would you spend kind of dredging up some websites do you
You could walk outside
think
the
would
park
be
and get tickets for
appropriate?
$15. So
couple hours?
several hours.
I went in by myself.
You'd want to come up with,
and
you browse with
I walked up to some guy and I
organizations,
said, I got
similar to ours,
2
possibly,
tickets,
or
roof box.
maybe they don't have to be exact carbon copies, but in the same general
Beautiful
area.
seats.
Look
I can either give you one, right, or
their website
give me one ticket that you have. He goes, oh,
And what about
right
creating
behind
mock-ups?
the
Do you have experience with this?
Red Sox
Or do you, Roy?
dugout.
Not a lot, but I have. They got hired, so I have seen some UI work done before, but I don't know where they are now because.
All right,
I don't have experience with it, but I think to start with, you would just
my face
probably
value is
just
like
get something on.
$55.
On paper.
And maybe you do several of them. You do
That-
quick ideas,
Come to think about that, I actually remember, but I don't remember the names of it because it was several years ago when we were doing a website for PDC Boston, and then the other one is another one which you need a login for, so it's not available for you to access. You can see one page, but you can't see the rest of
I went in
it.
Boston.
Right.
Okay, so
think I
not to
read
redo the whole site in that fashion, but just kind of get a general
Well, you may
feel,
get a general feel like the
and
front
then maybe
end.
some example
Proud of
pages.
what
That's why I keep
So I had to
checking
manage
email
everything in
addresses when
Ukraine.
these
So your
sites
talk
ask for
tonight is quite interesting to me because I was managing people in Ukraine and Greece.
When I'm really interested, yes, I give them my real one.
Okay.
But you know how sometimes these ones that
They were hated.
I give them my junk email address.
And there was nothing worse.
What I'm looking for here
I had to build
is
morale.
how long would it take to create,
Which was tough.
kind of
So I found this
some mock
guy.
pages of different styles a day?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. I mean, you really want to produce several of them, and just kind of try to think, even if they're kind of crazy ideas, but you could even base it on some of the other sites that you've researched.
And this actually may lead us to which framework.
So
Yeah.
I got him out of that.
So I assume the mock-up pages mean that you get a fairly contemporary
And
tool
they
that
had
use some
5
things
deliverables when I
that
got
are
there.
some-
The guy who was leaving that I replaced
So you need to decide
said
which
that they've
tools
been
you're
working
using.
in ever.
So
They couldn't get it done.
we had 13 in this was another 11. So this
Nobody was
project,
telling the engineers what to do. It became not easy, it was still difficult. Nobody told them what to do.
it matches pretty closely with the
So,
stuff that I
you know, we built,
I was able to
you know, we did
kind of
agile,
myself.
we built user stories, and we got one totally
If you
wrong.
can think of any other essential thing you would do at this point.
The reason we got it wrong was because the CEO was the sales guy.
We don't want to decide on the framework yet.
So I got a hold of the guy and I invited him over for a day.
Change anything on the website.
Yeah, you're not even thinking about content. It's more like just what kind of the look and feel, and maybe where
That's
people
right.
have
You know,
gone.
they use it for a
big trip,
week
but he
and
happened
something
to be
like
in
that.
Boston.
That sounds a reasonable first
I said, would you
step.
mind just coming? So
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
thought
you know, with the
he
mock-up
defined
page, when you
sort of
eventually have those developed, not at this stage, maybe
put
yet.
it all together, did a prototype.
How do you test it? With the mock-up page, one thing you could do when you eventually had those is you could show them off at one of our meetings and see what.
And the
Yes.
That's right. You show it up on the slide. There is a
So
projector.
it was the Noble group. So every
Then you can get, you know, just give us a few examples of different types that can get made. You know, so people have a choice of what to choose from. You know, vote on. You know, barbecue free, something like
You don't
that.
understand the real world. The real
Okay,
world
so
is
it's a
not
total of
one
24 hours.
person.
Many hands make light
All
work.
their reports.
And I assume you can do things like ban, flash, and stuff.
And he said, right?
Yeah.
So he goes, so when their direct reports contact them and say, hey, I didn't get the report,
Stamp
they
that
can't
flash.
say I sent that out or
Would
not.
you
They
like
don't
to
know.
devote a couple hours?
So we changed everything.
December
So
meeting?
basically, it was just a report.
Do a little bit of
A
work?
report rather
Yeah,
than
what do you want?
So basically, the webpage
I'll let you choose.
had some stats on it that, you know, was sent out at what time. So that guy didn't have to go to that.
Like research, what frameworks?
Yeah, research.
Actually, you were managing.
Are you interested, Roy?
Yeah, I could see if I can come up with a site map if you want. Yeah.
Maybe I could take a look at some websites.
I was trying to